Good afternoon. We have a full house today. That's great. I'm Kathy Wolf, Vice President for Marketing and Communications for Ball State University. Thank you so much for coming today, and thank you to those of you who are watching online. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and streaming on our website as well. If you could please take a minute and silence your cell phones, we'd sure appreciate that so that everyone can enjoy the day. So thank you again for coming. We're delighted that you could join us. And here's the procedure for this historic event. Board Chair Rick Hall will speak briefly. He will convene the Board of Trustees public meeting to elect the 17th president of Ball State University. We will then introduce you to our incoming president. After the introduction and remarks today, members of the media will have an opportunity to ask questions of our appointed president. We will ask that you raise your hand, and we will send our representative, Mark Ransford, to you with the microphone. Please wait until Mark is with you with the microphone to ask your question. We want everyone watching live to be able to hear you. Please state your name first and the news organization you represent, followed by your question. After today's event, everyone is invited to a reception in the lobby to meet our appointed president. This is a public reception and an opportunity for everyone to say hello. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce somebody who consistently goes the extra mile for Ball State University, Rick Hall. Rick is chair of the Ball State University Board of Trustees and a longtime supporter of the university. Chair Hall is a 1989 graduate from the Miller College of Business, and we're very grateful for his leadership. Please join me in welcoming Chair Hall.
Thank you, Kathy, for that warm introduction, and thank all of you for being here today on what is such an important day for Ball State University. I'm officially calling this meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. I'm delighted to be joined here today by my fellow trustees that are either on the phone or seated behind me. Behind me are trustees Renee Conley, Tom Bracken, Matt Mopper, Mike McDaniel, and our student representative, Dustin Meeks. And then also on the phone today, we have trustee Wayne Estopinol. Wayne, are you there?
Yes, Rick, I'm on the line. Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne. Also on our board are Brian Gallagher and Jean Ann Harcourt, who had previous commitments that prevented them from being here today, but they did want me to share that they have full support for the actions that are going to take place today and our new president that you will soon hear from. The long-anticipated day is finally here, the day we are excited to announce the next president of Ball State University. The turnout here is amazing, but not surprising. Our university was founded as a result of the philanthropy of the Ball brothers and continues to thrive because of the generous efforts of so many. As a result, the new president inherits a strong Ball State, a university that is well positioned for growth and further distinction. The impact of the efforts of those in the Ball State community are no more apparent than during the past year. The university opened its new College of Health and continued to enhance the national reputation of so many of its programs. And while those accolades are meaningful, what our alumni truly value most is the student-faculty connection they experienced while on campus. That personal interaction cannot occur without the incredible individual efforts of our faculty. The next president inherits a faculty that is unequaled in its talents and commitment to our students. At the same time, the university is financially strong, with its lowest tuition increase in nearly 40 years. Not surprisingly, this focus on our students and fiscal responsibility has resulted in increased enrollment. The appetite for a Ball State education has never been stronger. On behalf of the board, I express deep gratitude to Interim President Terry King for his strong leadership. Interim President King graciously agreed to take the helm of this great institution when asked, and he has maintained our momentum. Will you please join me in showing your appreciation for Interim President Terry King. Also of tremendous importance during this past year has been the outstanding efforts of our cabinet. I'd like every member of the cabinet to please stand and also be recognized for their contributions this past year. Cabinet. We also want to thank our deans, our faculty, and staff for continuing to shepherd our students, blessing them with your time, talents, and dedication. We appreciate our exceptional alumni, donors, and friends for their faithful support throughout the search process. We want to recognize in particular the efforts of Tony Smith and Mark Irvin and all of those at the Ball State University Foundation. The university could not have a better partner who has continued to raise funds at an impressive rate through this time of transition, all to the benefit of our students and our faculty. Finally, we'd like to thank our outstanding students who are at the heart of our institution. Together, you've made Ball State University a very special place. All this said, higher education is evolving rapidly, and this is no time to rest on our laurels. The challenges that Ball State will face over the next decade are significant. However, the opportunities presented to us are even greater. In a moment, you will meet a leader that possesses the experience, the skills, the character necessary to maximize these opportunities, to lead us in the development of the next strategic plan, to create more reasons of pride as we approach our centennial celebration, and to make our second century even more impactful to our students, alumni, and the state of Indiana. Thank you all for putting us in a position to attract such a strong leader. The decision on the next leader was made based on tremendous input from the Ball State community. We appreciate you emailing, calling, and coming out to our 7 community forums and sharing your thoughts on what qualities we should seek in Ball State's next president. Your perspective had a real impact on the type of candidates that we sought and ultimately who we chose. It is clear that the entire university community cares deeply about this decision. Now, in particular, I want to thank the search committee for its dedication and the many, many hours invested over the last several months in this important milestone. The committee has representation from the entire university, the Delaware County community, and beyond. When I call your name, I'd like to ask the committee members to stand and be recognized. Dr. Charlene Alexander, who is a faculty representative. Dr. Kay Bales, a cabinet representative. Andy Bean, a faculty representative. Dr. Jennifer Bott, a dean representative. Tom Bracken, a trustee. Renee Conley, a trustee. Also, he couldn't be here today. He's out dedicating even more of his time to Ball State in Florida, is Mark Irvin, who is a community representative. We have Sally Falling, who is a cabinet representative. Hank Gerhardt from the staff. Amy Harden, also from the faculty. Jeff Kingsbury, representing the alumni. Sheree O'Neill, representing the foundation. Jerry Reynolds, our service representative. And James Wells, our student representative. Let's have a round of applause for their efforts. Thank you all again. Most importantly, I also want to recognize Anita Kelsey, who staffed the search committee and did a fantastic job keeping us on track over the last 10 months. Let's have a round of applause for Anita. This incredible effort was led by my fellow trustee, Matt Mopper. He's a Ball State alum who cares deeply about this institution, and he has led this committee with the same passion and energy he routinely invests in everything he does on our behalf. So please welcome to the podium the trustee, Matt Mopper, who served as search committee chair. Thank you.
Rick, we owe you a big thank you for everything that you've done. Let's give Rick a round of applause. Thank you for your kind words of welcome, and I also want to thank the outstanding committee for bringing this historic search to a successful outcome. Our detailed search was thorough and typical length for a national enterprise of this scope. As Rick mentioned, the committee held a series of public forums and received feedback regarding the aspirations for our institution and the desired qualities of our next president. The committee then worked diligently through the process, advancing forward a strong, diverse pool of candidates. I think today you will agree we found the best of the best. Jeff Mearns. Jeff Mearns comes to Ball State after more than 4 years serving as the president of Northern Kentucky University. There he led an advocacy campaign to garner additional state support for the university in an effort to address historic funding disparity. The multi-year educational efforts resulted in an additional $5.1 million in funding for the university. Additionally, Jeff secured the largest single capital investment in Northern Kentucky's history, a $97 million appropriation from the state for the institution's Health Innovation Center. Those funds were bolstered by an additional $8 million of private gift that Jeff secured from a large hospital system in the region. Jeff's championed the student success and campus inclusivity, which will be important to Ball State University as we move forward. Jeff's focus on student first is essential to our success and is a shared value by all within Ball State University. From our perspective, Jeff is the total package. He eloquently articulates a strong vision that ensures all members of the Ball State community will have meaningful roles in shaping Ball State's future through our long-range strategic planning process. He wants us all to have every opportunity to enjoy the success that comes when we all work toward one goal. Before his role at Northern Kentucky, Jeff served as the provost at Cleveland State University. He also spent 17 years as an attorney, including serving as special attorney for the United States Attorney General in the prosecution of the Oklahoma City bombing accomplice, Terry Nichols. He joined the Cleveland Marshall College at Law at Cleveland State University in 2005 as the dean of the college and a professor of law. Jeff earned his JV from the University of Virginia and was named the law school's Order of Coif, reserved for those students of exemplary academic achievement. He earned his undergraduate degree in English from Yale. We are pleased to have a presidential candidate who has all the remarkable qualifications we outlined. Jeff Mearns has exhibited visionary leadership in higher education. Chair Hall, it's time. I move that Jeff Mearns be appointed as the president of Ball State University and that his contract with the university in the form presented to the board be approved.
Thank you, Trustee Mopper. There's a motion on the floor. Can I get a second? I second. Motion's been made and seconded. I'll have a roll call vote. Trustee Conley? Aye. Trustee Bracken? Aye. Trustee Mopper?
Aye.
Trustee McDaniel? Aye. Trustee Meeks?
Aye.
Trustee Estopino?
Aye.
Well, let's make it unanimous. I vote aye as well. The motion is approved. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Move for adjournment.
It's been moved. Can I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Aye.
Now is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's my great pleasure to introduce to you the 17th president of Ball State University, Jeff Mearns.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that very kind welcome. It is truly an honor. It is an honor for me and my family to be selected as the 17th president of Ball State University. Mr. Momper, I want to thank you, and thank you for that very generous introduction, and I want to thank you and the other members of the search committee. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, this special opportunity. I know from experience that you worked hard and you have represented your university colleagues well and your community partners very well. And Mr. Hall, I want to thank you and all of the other members of the Board of Trustees for giving me the privilege of serving this outstanding university. I look forward to working closely and collaboratively with you and all of the members of the university community to secure a bright and a bold future for Ball State. During the search process, it became clear to me, very clear to me, that all of you are proud, indeed very proud of this university. The faculty are rightly proud of the quality education that they provide to the students, and they're proud of the impactful research that they contribute to their communities and to our world. This institution is widely respected for its innovative, nationally ranked programs, and Ball State's distinguished faculty are admired for their dedication to their students and to academic excellence. The staff are also rightly proud of the services they provide to the students and to their faculty and staff colleagues. Your staff has also built and maintained excellent facilities like this hall, as well as the beautiful grounds all across campus. Their support and their commitment are vital to the success of this academic enterprise. And we know, and I've come to know, that Ball State has talented and resourceful students. They arrive on this campus with untapped potential, but with ambitious aspirations. The educational experiences that they receive here enables them to reach their full potential and to achieve those ambitions. And when they depart, when they graduate, Ball State graduates become leaders in their professions and in their communities. They use the knowledge and the skills that they have obtained at Ball State to seize today's opportunities and to prepare for tomorrow's challenges. Though they may ultimately travel to distant places, your alumni, as I have learned, they remain engaged with the university in many important ways, and they provide outstanding philanthropic support for the next generation of entrepreneurial learners. As a result of the efforts of so many people, Ball State is now recognized all across the state of Indiana and in the State House here in Indiana for its role in enhancing economic development and in promoting civic and cultural vitality. And that recognition is spreading from coast to coast and from continent to continent. Over the next few months, as I prepare to transition to Ball State, I look forward to meeting so many more of you, the faculty, the staff, the students, the alumni, community leaders, and elected officials. I need to learn much more about your university, and I need to learn more about you. And so when we meet, I will ask you two simple questions. What do you think I need to know about your university and this community? And secondly, what do I need to know about you? And that's because I believe that before I can lead, I must learn and I must listen. And before I can assist you in developing a plan to build on the successes you have achieved over the past century, we must assess together the progress that you have made in achieving the goals that you have already set for the university. So when we meet, I hope that you will also ask me some questions too. But I want to take this opportunity today, this afternoon, to anticipate one question. Why Ball State for me? Well, I briefly alluded to many of the reasons a moment ago. Innovative academic programs, excellent, talented faculty, dedicated staff, devoted leadership all across the campus, bright, ambitious students, and generous alumni, outstanding facilities, a beautiful campus, and elected officials who are providing increasing financial support for this university in recognition of your successes. These are all important factors, but I was drawn to Ball State as a result of another more distinctive attribute. This public university proudly proclaims its commitment to certain enduring values. Beneficence, the iconic statue, symbolizes the generosity of the Ball brothers, who, as you know, their initial donation of land created the foundation for this institution. That statue also symbolizes the sustained generosity of their descendants, generosity that has enabled your university to grow and to thrive. This statue is an enduring symbol of the value of gratitude. It is in that spirit that I express my gratitude to my colleagues and to my friends at Northern Kentucky University. Working together, as you heard a moment ago, we improved student outcomes and we persuaded the General Assembly to provide additional state funding, deserved state funding for NKU. As they know, as I often say, and I truly believe, something special is happening at NKU, and I will always be proud and very grateful to have been a part of it. So my gratitude and my thanks to them. To my wife, Jennifer, we've been partners for many years. We don't know many of these people, so we're not going to acknowledge how many years it has been. But throughout this wonderful journey, in good times and in bad, you've been my strength. Thank you. To my son, he traveled all the way from Charlottesville, Virginia yesterday to be here to represent his 4 bright and beautiful sisters. Thank you. I'm proud of you, son. And I love you too. This university's values are also articulated in the Beneficent Pledge. Academic excellence in teaching, learning, and scholarship. Honesty and integrity in order to earn and maintain trust and respect. Social responsibility through civility, courtesy, and compassion. Inclusion, valuing the intrinsic worth of all people and learning from their different experiences and from their different ideas. I was drawn to this university because those values are the ones that were instilled in me by my parents. In 1951, my father graduated from college. He was the first person in our family to earn a college degree. The education that he received changed his life, and it changed the trajectory of our entire family. That is why I believe in the transformative power of education. A few years later, after he graduated from law school, my father devoted his entire career to higher education. For 40 years as a law professor and as a university administrator, he was committed to excellence in teaching, scholarship, and in service to the institution and in service to the community. My mother, after raising 9 children, that's right, I'm one of 9 kids. But my mother, after she raised 9 children, she wasn't done. She then dedicated her time to public service. She was on city council for 10 years, and she was the first woman to be elected as the mayor of Shaker Heights, Ohio. By their example, I learned the value of academic excellence and the value of servant leadership. My parents taught all of us, through example, my parents taught all of us to treat everyone with courtesy and with respect. They embodied the values of integrity, civility, and humility. Both of my parents died a few years ago, but today, in their memory, I pledge to all of you that I will embrace these values, your values, as the 17th president of Ball State University. Thank you very much for this honor. Thank you very much.
In case you haven't heard, we are a community known for the way we welcome people. So, okay, we will now begin our question and answer session. So for members of the media that have a question, please stand up and again give us your name and the news media organization that you represent, and we will answer your questions. We'll start here.
Daily News. How do you plan to increase transparency at the university, especially after our last president left just after a year and a half in office?
So am I supposed to repeat? The question is what is my view about being transparent in my service as president of the university? I believe transparency is critically important. I talked about the value of promoting civility and courtesy. I think as part of somebody who plays a role in a shared responsibility for the administration of the university, and I believe that one of the things that is special about a university community is that all of us share responsibility for the commitment to the mission of the university, and in order to encourage people to participate collaboratively and cooperatively, there is the need to be transparent.
Next.
Hi, I'm Seth from the Star Press. Can you tell me when you will start working, and have you signed a contract, and do you have a game plan for the first 100 days or so?
Yeah. So yes, we have. The question was, when will I begin, and have I signed a contract? Yes, I'm delighted to say I have. My contract at Northern Kentucky University extends through July 31st, and my contract begins here at Ball State no later than August 1st of this summer. But I'm working collaboratively with the Board of Trustees here, as well as the Board of Regents at Northern Kentucky University to embark on a smooth transition between those two institutions. So I think both boards will at some point come to a joint conclusion about when I might begin my transition here to Ball State. And then, the question was, what in my first 100, I think the other question was, do I have a plan for the first 100 days? Well, you heard a little bit about the plan here just a moment ago. I need to spend a good time on campus, traveling campus in both formal and informal ways, meeting with students, meeting with faculty, meeting with staff, meeting with community leaders. So my principal agenda, my principal task during that transition and in the early stages of my responsibility is to do a lot of learning and listening. And then I understand that there's some urgency, or at least eagerness, to begin the process of developing the next strategic plan for the university. So I would anticipate during that period of time we would work together to establish a committee and a process for developing that new strategic plan.
Here.
Stephanie Weekman with Indiana Public Radio. You're coming to a city that was a former manufacturing hub that's gone through some hard times, and now Ball State is one of the biggest employers in the state, or in the city and the county. What's the appropriate level of community engagement for a university like this?
I think the question is, what is the appropriate level of community engagement for an institution like Ball State? I've had the good fortune of serving 2 other public universities, in Cleveland State and Northern Kentucky University. At both of those institutions, there was a commitment to civic engagement. And I believe that that's an important attribute, an important commitment here for those of us at Ball State. I think as I've learned about the institution and the community, it's clear to me that it was the community who made the contributions to build this great university. And I think now it is our obligation, our turn, to do even more to support the city and the county and the region here in Indiana.
Other questions? Go ahead.
The question was, have I appointed a provost? Yes, I hired a provost at Northern Kentucky University, and also I served as the provost both in an interim basis and for a couple of years as the provost at Cleveland State University, and understand the importance of that position.
And we'll take a couple more questions here in the back. Go ahead.
I'm Bree Eisman from Newslink, Indiana. So why someone from your stature and experience is receiving so much help? Why do you think that is?
I'm sorry, I missed the last part of your question.
Why is someone of your stature and experience receiving so much help and assistance?
She's asking why someone of your stature is receiving assistance. Are you talking, what is
Like
assistance?
executive assistance.
Say it again?
Executive assistance.
Executive assistance. I think she's talking about maybe our onboarding firm that,
Sure. I'd be happy to respond to that since it was the board's decision. Transitioning someone into an enterprise is diverse and as complex as Ball State University is a big endeavor. And we've had a period here where we've continued our momentum under Dr. King, but we want to accelerate Jeff's onboarding into the institution as quickly as possible, because there's so many great opportunities that are presented to the university. We feel that it's very important to get whatever additional tools are necessary to make his transition as easy and as impactful as possible.
any other questions? Okay. One more. I'm sorry, there's one more in the back, too. Go ahead.
So the question was my perspective. I mentioned the element of inclusion in the beneficence pledge. That is a personal commitment that I feel strongly about. I think for a public institution like Ball State University that provides accessible educational opportunities for all students, it needs to certainly do that in terms of its commitment to recruiting students, and also to provide the best academic experience, I believe, and learning experience. We know that this is an increasingly interconnected world, and in order for our students to be prepared to meet those challenges and to be successful in that dynamic environment, they need to meet and understand people with different perspectives and different experiences. So I look forward to working closely with the faculty and staff to understand what efforts have already been undertaken here on your campus and ways in which we can make those efforts even more effective.
Back in the back. One more.
Hi, my name is Vivian Edwards. I am a chemistry major here at Ball State, and there has been a serious lack of transparency at the university. There was an article recently released stating that the university can delete emails that would otherwise be public record. And I would say the general attitude of many of the faculty on campus is that they feel that shared governance, in a sense, has been violated since there's been a centralization of the power of the administration underneath Gora, and then President Ferguson really was a faculty favorite. How do you plan not only to protect transparency, but shared governance here at Ball State?
Okay, so what I would say is go back. First of all, always use the phrase shared responsibility, because I believe that second word, responsibility, is critical to our respective obligations. We all have a responsibility to that institution, irrespective of our position. Doesn't matter whether you're on the board, you're serving in the administration, or your students, faculty, or staff. We all have a collective shared responsibility to the commitment to the mission. And so that's how I will act. I can't speak to issues that you've raised, because of course I'm not familiar with them. But I think if you speak to the students and the faculty and staff at Northern Kentucky University or Cleveland State University, or the colleagues who've worked with me in other areas, you will find that I'm accessible to all members of the university community. I look forward to not only greeting students and others and faculty and staff in my office, but you'll see that I'm very visible on campus as well, because I believe that transparency is not just what you might communicate by way of a memo or an email, but it's in those informal conversations as well.
Thank you. Okay, and now, everybody's favorite Cardinal is here to officially welcome our 17th president for Ball State University. Charlie? Thank you, thank you. Thank you to our student band and university singers. This concludes our special board meeting and press conference. Thank you again. Thank you for joining us here today. And again, thank you to those of you who are watching online. Please join us in the Mueller lobby right outside the auditorium doors for a reception. Jeff, Jennifer, and Jeffrey Mearns will be joining us there, and you'll have the opportunity to again extend a warm welcome on behalf of Ball State University. Thank you.
Before you leave, I have one more thing. This was probably your first introduction to Kathy Wolf, and that's because she arrived all of 2 weeks ago here on campus. In a baptism by fire, she put together this event along with Stephanie Arrington, who you all know does a magnificent job. So let's have a warm Ball State welcome for Kathy Wolf as well. That officially concludes the events for today. We'll look forward to seeing you in the outside Sursa. Thank you.